It's me, obesity. I can eat anything.
I have a gassy question.
I can eat a million things.
Blender animation tips, let's hop in. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add audio to your shots. Create a separate window, and what I'm going to do is drag up from the timeline just so we have something that's the same length as the timeline. Now let's go ahead and change.
Ready to watch your 3D
Blender animation tips, let's hop in. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add audio to your shots. Create a separate window, and what I'm going to do is drag up from the timeline just so we have something that's the same length as the timeline. Now let's go ahead and change this new window to video sequencer, and then we're going to go to add sound, and I'm going to plug in this audio that I have. First thing I'm going to do is make sure my cursor is on the video sequencer. Then I'm going to hold control, and then with middle mouse I'm going to drag up. Now what I can do is I can click on it
It's a real mess, is it not?
Clark, let me help you before you do something you can't regret.
Fuck you mean action? You didn't answer the question.
Yeah, it's a real mess.
But it's beautiful. is beautiful, is it not?
Who are these people?
Run for your life. Carry a knife. Turn out the light. Run for your life. Carry a knife. Turn out the light.
I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say. My mind is killing me, these numbers aren't going straight up. Maybe if I talk about some things I don't really want to talk about, I'll make some money and I'll go on tour, so I don't have to go to school anymore. Things just really aren't that bad. I got a nice mom and I got a cool dad. I just stay in my room too long, but I got a girlfriend, she's the bomb.
what's up guys, it's Philip from Easy Tutorials, and let me we'll add some effects. Go over here, make sure that your video is selected and go add, and of course effect strip. For example, you can add glow effect, and on the right side of course effect strip. For example, you can add glow effect, and on the right side make sure that you see this. If you press N on your keyboard you should see this, so you can add some
Hey, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to achieve that compressed VHS look using the output properties. And then we will apply a VHS overlay on top of our compressed render, which will finalize that VHS aesthetic. This video is part of my tutorial series on how to model and texture a creepy hallway. But don't worry, you can apply this tutorial to any of your renders in Eevee or even Cycles. You can also download the entire project file, including 2 bonus scenes where a creature jump scares the camera and a scene where the creature chases you down the hallway. Alright, let's dive into the tutorial and level up your 3D art skills. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to achieve that compressed VHS look using the output properties. We're going to first change the resolution. So change the resolution to 640 by 480. This achieves that box aspect ratio that you see in those VHS style found footage videos. Checkmark render region and crop to render region. Make sure the frame rate is on 30 FPS. Scroll down and we're going to change the file format to FFmpeg video. Open up the encoding tab right here. Change the container to MP4. The video codec is going to be H.264. We're going to change the output quality to constant bitrate. The bitrate is going to be set to 1000, and the maximum will be set to 1500. Reducing the bitrate will simulate that reduced data rate of a VHS look. We also want to change the keyframe interval to 2. Changing it to 2 will allow for more frame dependencies, mimicking that analog look. Okay, now just go find a place to save your video file. I'm gonna save it right here in my Haunted Hallway clips folder. Let me quickly just change this name to Haunted Hallway. Okay, we're done with the output properties. Now go to the render properties, scroll all the way down, and under color management right here, you want to change the view transform and make sure it's on standard. Then we can go ahead and enable motion blur. We can keep the shutter at 0.5, which gives it a more subtle motion blur, or you can change it to 0.7, which is closer to the VHS look. For the render samples, I'll keep it at 64. Let's go back to the output properties, and I want to mention something about the frame rate. You can also use 29.97 FPS. Most VHS tapes in regions like the US and Japan were recorded at 29.97 FPS. So if you want 100% accuracy to the VHS look, you can go with this frame rate right here. But 30 works just fine as well. Okay, let me mention something about the lights here. So you can see that I left them here overexposed. You can see that they're clipping and super bright, and I did that on purpose because usually in VHS footage the lights in the VHS footage are overexposed, and this is due to the low dynamic range of the analog video. So it's a good idea to usually have your lights overexposed like this. But if you want to soften it up, you can just select the light here, and then you can increase the radius, which will soften the light. But I recommend keeping it overexposed for that VHS look. Also, if you want to render this out in Cycles for a little more realism, you can do that, but honestly Eevee works just fine. But again, let me just show you what it looks like in Cycles. So I'll switch to Cycles, I'll switch the device to GPU, highly recommended for faster rendering, and then I will just go into rendered mode, and it'll be a little slower because Cycles, requires a lot more computing power. But I recommend turning off all of these aerial.
At
in Blender better when I tutorial jump by the wrong meaning opener is have a file online, make it that complicated. Now one thing back each other, looking at everybody else and to I think I would recommend them out a little, really adding the and reference image, pulling out our. Now that we have our reference, we can finally jump into Blender. We'll start with the default cube and start modeling out our scene from that in edit mode. I like to make 2 windows in Blender, have one be my reference images and then one be my actual workspace. And then eventually I'll have one be my camera view and then one be the scene that I'm working on. Just keeps things tidy for me. One thing I would recommend is adding the bevel modifier to your thing. That'll just take the really sharp edges and then round them out a little bit. It's a subtle thing, but it adds a lot. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. It's all the little details that really add up to make something better. On that note, while you're modeling things, add a lot of small details. You can really easily model stuff like light switches and outlets and vents on the wall, things like that. They don't take a lot of time to model, but they add a lot of detail to your scene. And if you're not the most confident in 3D modeling, you can also download a bunch of free models on the internet. Like I downloaded this lamp and picture frame for my scene, and this is also where looking at your reference
top here, so I would just turn all the area lights off at the top. It'll be a little slower because Cycles, requires a lot more computing power, but I recommend turning off all of these area lights at the top here, so I would just turn all the area lights off. Just the advanced settings right here and turn on the Now in this part, I'm going to show you how to import in a monster model from Mixamo and have it run at the camera. This video is part of my tutorial series on how to model and texture a creepy hallway. You can also download the entire project file, including 2 bonus scenes where a creature jump scares the camera and a scene where the creature chases you down the hallway. Okay, let's get started. Now let's go on a website called Mixamo. You can sign up for free or use a Google account to log in. Okay, once you've logged in, you could search for different characters that you want in your animation. So I'm gonna search for monster. Then we have several different options here. I'm gonna go for this option right here. I'm gonna go for this type of zombie character here. I'm just gonna go and then search for animations. We'll type in idle. We can go for happy idle. We can also choose breathing idle here. So let's use breathing idle. Go ahead and click download. Okay, it's downloaded. I also want a running animation. So let's search for running. I like the zombie running animation, so let's use this one. Okay, then come back to Blender and we'll make a new scene that's separate from this containing the monster running animation. So this scene is just going to be empty without the monster, and then we'll make a new scene by clicking over here. We will click a full copy. We'll rename this to monster running scene. So now we have two scenes. One that's going to be empty and one with the monster running. Make sure you're on the one with the monster running. Let's collapse all of these collections. Let's click over here.
After uploading my last backrooms video, there was one question that kept coming up. How do you actually make the backrooms in Blender? So today, I'm going to be breaking down everything that went into my backroom short film so you can create your very own backrooms animation at home. With that being said, let's dive straight into the backrooms and open up Blender. To make the backrooms environment, I'm going to break it down into three core parts: the carpet, the ceiling tiles, and the wall. Let's start with the carpet. Start by adding in a cube and scaling it just on the X and Y axis by pressing S and then Shift Z. Tab into edit mode and delete the top finish. This is going to be our outer wall and carpet, essentially the container for our environment. Don't worry about the size as we can always change it later. Believe it or not, this is basically all we need for the carpet and outer walls. And don't worry about the shading, we'll come back later and give everything a texture. Let's move on to the next core part, the ceiling tiles. Now this might not be the most optimal way to make the ceiling, but for my recreation, I modeled just one tile using a plane, inserting inwards with I and extruding it upwards. From there, I used two array modifiers to turn the tiles into one giant array. Using this setup, just scale it to fit the environment and make sense proportionally. I chose this setup as it allows me to always change the size of the room depending on the scene. And that's essentially the ceiling tiles done. Now let's move on to the final part of this base environment and arguably the most tricky part, the walls. As you can imagine, the main shape behind the walls is just rectangles. So add in a cube and scale it so that it touches the floor and ceiling, and you essentially have a wall. Additionally, you may have noticed that in the original, some of these walls have this wood floor trim at the bottom. To recreate that in Blender, I use geometry nodes. In the geometry nodes tab, while selecting the original wall, simply add an extrude node with an offset set to the wall. Use a transform geometry to scale it down and move it to the right position at the bottom of the wall. And finally, use a set material node to make the floor trim a separate material than the rest of the wall. Make sure to come back and change this part later once we texture it. Then, using a join geometry node, join back the original wall geometry and use a transform node if needed. Finally, use one last transform geometry node to move the wall back in the right spot and make sure that the origin point is on the bottom. But as you can see in the original short film, the walls look somewhat random and come in many different shapes. So let's get working on some variations. Start by adding in a camera and positioning it somewhere in your room. We're going to use this to help us model and scatter our walls, so don't worry, this is just for reference and is
If you want to create a hole or a gap in your model, for example in this case with these two faces selected, you can right click, loop tools, and bridge. If you want to create a hole or a gap in your model, for example in this case with these two faces selected, you can right.
So you want to know how to make a hole in a mesh in Blender? Well, I'm going to show you. It's super easy. And what you want to do is you want to insert any mesh. For me, it's just going to be a cylinder. And then it's as simple as clicking back on the mesh that you want to make a hole in. Click on add modifier, then search up boolean. And the object is what mesh you want to make a hole out of.
So let's just say you want to make a hole by
In Blender, creating a hole in a surface.
After uploading my last backrooms,
Miejsce dla zagubionych dusz. Końcowy punkt. Ocean tlenu to rozległa, czarna jak smoła pustka otwartej, hipnotyzującym pulsem. Miejsce dla zagubionych dusz. Powietrze wiruje w grzbietach barycznych o szerokości
It's
it'll just gradually get darker as time goes on over there. So what we can do before is just duplicate this. Naming conventions have gone out the window as well. So we've got our floor there, and then like I said, we just need our shaped wall. So again, duplicate that. Then what we can do is just move that over. What I'm going to do is, because they're all fluorescent lights and it's that sort of office grid pattern, I'm just going to bring in base color texture. So I'm going to turn on, or put that in our base color, press N to hide that, and N to hide this, get more into our view. That at 20 now, as we're just going to... Now if we go... should hopefully, we just need to so on top to the we're gonna, and then again I'm gonna just name white, so that is half, so factor
If your texture in Blender looks like this, there's a quick way to fix it. The solution is something called a normal map. It will fake the...
If you want to add texture in Blender, what you need to do is first add a mesh. So in my case...
How to bake and export textures from Blender. I added the procedural colorful texture to this UV unwrapped sphere to show the process. Start anywhere in the
So if you want to
level run for your life in Blender. I opened up Blender and everything, and then I had a plane and scaled it up and made it super long. I added a square wall and then duplicated it to make a long hallway. I copied and pasted the wall on the other side to have it all aligned, and then once I was done, I started working on the exit signs. After that, I added the ceiling and then textured the signs. Once all that was done, I modeled some beds and placed them in the hallway. I then messed with the lighting and started to model the smilers. Once I was done modeling them, I made them bright, then grouped them together and added some smoke behind them. Then, placed them in my scene and then animated them as well as the camera. Once I was done with that, I then hit render. This is my final result, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. Remaking Backrooms level Run for Your Life in Blender.
I made this backrooms entity in 60 seconds. First, I downloaded a creepy image of the entity and went to Sloyd.ai. Then I clicked image to 3D and...
Last Backrooms video.
Oh, I'm a gummy bear. Yes, I'm a gummy bear. Oh, I'm a yummy, tummy, fun. Oh, I'm a yummy, tummy, funny, lucky gummy, gummy bear. I'm a gummy bear. I'm a jolly bear. I'm a gummy. Oh, I'm a gummy bear. Yes, I'm a gummy bear. I'm a gummy bear. Oh, I'm a gummy bear. Yes, I'm a gummy bear. Oh, I'm a yummy, tummy, funny, lucky gummy bear. I'm a jolly bear.
Итак, расследуется самое громкое преступление. Городок Южный парк, 5000 населения и вопрос, который волнует умы целого поколения. Кто, когда и зачем убил Кенни?
Shoot, forgot the milk. What the? What? Dude, where the heck did my chair go? Oh my gosh!
On the seed option by changing. and then right click, new collection. We'll call this monster idle. First animation, click on 9.1 and see it better, and even on the last light over here, the area light at the top. Let's go to the light properties here. Just turn the power down to 0. And we can see what that's looking like. It's going to be dark all the way up to frame 58. On frame 58, we'll add in a keyframe on the power. Then go 2 frames ahead, 1, 2. On frame 60, the light will turn on, revealing our monster. So put the power to 10, enter, and make sure you hit this keyframe. There you go. Now he's revealed. We can also have the light flicker by, let's go 1, 2, and on frame 63, we can add in a keyframe. Then let's go 1, 2, turn the power down to 0, enter, and then add a keyframe. And now we have a flickering effect. Look at that. Now you can select all your keyframes here, right click, copy, and then you can paste them wherever. So I'll paste them like maybe right here, right click, paste. And so it's flickering. And you can keep pasting them and have the light flicker. On frame, let's say 198, I want the monster to start running at the camera. So we need to go into solid mode. Let's turn back on overlays. Let's select our armature. And let's say on frame 199, this armature is going to be out of the scene. So we'll just move it out the scene. So let's go back to frame 198, add a keyframe on the X location, and then on frame 199, we'll just move him outside the frame. Add keyframe. And so now, after frame 198, he's gone out the frame, and we will replace it with the new monster. So let's go back to frame 1. Let's do File. Actually, first, let's go to our scene collection, right-click, new scene. We'll call this monster running. Enter. Then go to File, Import FBX, and import in your running monster. There he is. Click on the armature, hit S, scale him up, once animate. So let's move him to the side for a second, so -4. And so right as this armature disappears, so on frame 199, the new armature will appear. So let's click on our running animation right here. Let's add in a keyframe on the X location. And let's go 1 frame ahead to 200, and he will appear by changing the X location to 0. Add keyframe. Okay, so you see what I did there. So the old animation is gone, and then the new animation appears. And this will be masked by the shadows, so you won't see the transition. Oh, you kind of do. Okay, we got to move him further back. Yeah, we actually got to move him further back. So let's move him further back into the shadows. It starts with our first monster right here. And then he's gone, and boom, our new one appears. If you want, you can actually have the creature start a little more ahead instead of being all the way back there, so it gets to the camera a little faster. So we can just change the location to, you know, somewhere closer, like right here. So when it appears, it gets to the camera a lot closer. But we want to make sure when it appears, the lights are turned off here so it can mask the transition. So you want to select the lights here and, you know, just turn off the power. So, you know, turn these to 0, even the top lights as well. So now he's more masked into the shadows, so boom, he appears. If you want to add some camera shake, the way I did that was, it was pretty random. I just selected the camera here, and I selected the frame where, you know, he appears, so right here. So maybe a little bit ahead, like 210 to 11. And then I selected the camera, and then I hit I on the rotation. And then I think I went 3 frames ahead, 1, 2, 3.